Welcome to our channel, USA Coin Spot. In this video I am going to tell you about Roosevelt dime United States of America, which are very valuable and rare. If you have them, you can take advantage of them. Top 1. Imagine digging through your old coin collection, your pocket change, or even a forgotten stash of coins in a drawer and discovering something worth an absolute fortune. Now, what if I told you that a simple Roosevelt dime, specifically from the year 1979 with a D mint mark, could turn out to be one of the most valuable dimes in circulation? That's right. While most people overlook dimes, assuming they hold nothing more than their 10-cent face value, there exists a rare and highly sought-after 1979 Roosevelt dime that has fetched staggering amounts at auction. The numbers are unbelievable, with prices soaring between $3,700 to an astonishing $49,000. So, what makes this particular coin so special? How can you identify it? And most importantly, could you be holding one right now without even realizing it? The Roosevelt dime has been in circulation since 1946, honoring the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Over the decades, countless dimes have been minted, making it one of the most common coins in the United States. But every now and then, an error, a rare variation, or a limited mintage issue makes certain dimes stand out from the rest. The 1979 D. Roosevelt dime, specifically one from a proof set but struck as an actual business coin, has stunned collectors and investors alike. Unlike regular proof coins, which are struck with a mirror-like finish and typically never enter circulation, some proof set dimes were mistakenly struck and released as standard coins, making them exceptionally rare. These are the kinds of errors that serious collectors dream about. Identifying a valuable 1979 D. Roosevelt dime requires a sharp eye and attention to detail. First, check for the D mint mark, located on the obverse side of the coin, just above the ear. Coins minted in Denver bear the D mark, but what separates the highly valuable specimens from regular ones is their proof-like characteristics. If you have a 1979 D dime with an unusually sharp strike, deep reflective surfaces, and crisp details, you might just be holding a gold mine in the form of a 10-cent piece. These dimes were not meant to be struck for circulation, making them anomalies in the numismatic world. Now, let's talk about the market value and why this coin has become such a hot commodity. Over the years, collectors and investors have aggressively pursued these rare dimes, driving their auction prices to shocking levels. In some cases, pristine examples with perfect or near-perfect grading conditions have commanded sums ranging from $3,700 to a jaw-dropping $49,000. Just imagine turning a single dime into a life-changing payday. The demand for rare and valuable coins is always on the rise, and the 1979 D. Roosevelt dime from a proof set is a perfect example of how small details can mean big money. If you have old coin collections, proof sets, or even loose change lying around, now is the time to check. You never know, you might be sitting on an absolute fortune without even realizing it. So, go through your collection, look for that elusive 1979 D proof-struck Roosevelt dime, and who knows? You could be the next lucky collector to cash in on one of the most valuable dimes in circulation. Keep searching, keep collecting, and you just might strike gold with a single 10-cent coin. Top 2. The Roosevelt dime is one of the most collected coins in U.S. history. But did you know that a specific 1987 Roosevelt dime from the Denver Mint could be worth an absolute fortune? Yes, we're talking about a real dime that collectors are willing to pay thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, for. And what makes it even more surprising is that this rare and valuable version of the 1987 D. Roosevelt dime was originally part of a proof set. If you have one of these hidden treasures, you might just be holding on to a small fortune without even realizing it. Now, let's get into the details of what makes this coin so valuable. First, we need to talk about how a proof coin, a type of coin meant for collectors, ended up in circulation. Proof coins are struck with extra care, using specially polished dies that give them a mirror-like finish. These coins are normally kept in special cases as part of official U.S. Mint proof sets. However, mistakes happen, and sometimes, a proof coin intended for these sets is accidentally struck at a mint that doesn't usually produce proof coins, like the Denver Mint. That's exactly what happened with this rare 1987 D. Roosevelt dime. Imagine this: a proof coin, meant to be specially packaged and preserved, somehow makes its way into the hands of the public. Maybe someone cracked open a proof set and unknowingly spent the dime, or perhaps it was mixed into regular mint production by mistake. Whatever the case, collectors are on the hunt for this error, and they're willing to pay an incredible price for one in pristine condition. So, what should you look for? First, check for the D Mint mark, which indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. But just having the D isn't enough. You need to determine whether it has the special proof characteristics. A genuine proof coin will have a deep mirror-like background and sharply detailed design, far different from the usual business strike dimes used in everyday transactions. If you come across a 1987 Roosevelt dime with a D Mint mark that also has that reflective proof finish, you could be looking at an extremely rare and valuable coin. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where things get really exciting. If you have one of these 1987 D. Roosevelt dimes from a proof set in perfect condition, it could fetch anywhere from $3,300 to an absolutely staggering $59,000 at auction. That's right, a single dime, smaller than a penny and often overlooked, could be worth more than some people's yearly salary. So before you spend that spare change or overlook a dime sitting in an old coin jar, take a closer look. You never know. You might just be holding a life-changing treasure right in your pocket. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows? You could be the next lucky person to cash in on this incredible Roosevelt dime discovery. Top 3. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a simple Roosevelt dime, and thinking nothing of it. After all, it's just 10 cents, right? But what if I told you that a specific 2014 Roosevelt dime from the Denver Mint, yes, the very dime that might be sitting unnoticed in your change, could actually be worth an astonishing fortune? Some collectors have paid mind-blowing amounts for this rare dime, turning an ordinary pocket find into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. If you're the type of person who loves the idea of hidden treasures hiding in plain sight, then this is one coin you absolutely need to know about. Most people don't give dimes a second glance. They get tossed into coin jars, handed over at stores without a thought, or simply forgotten. But right now, collectors are on the hunt for a specific version of the 2014 D. Roosevelt dime, one that has been found in proof sets but has also mysteriously surfaced in circulation. While proof coins are struck with extraordinary detail and meant only for collectors, there have been rare cases where these specially made dimes somehow escaped into everyday use. That's where things get really exciting, because finding one of these could mean a serious payday. So, what exactly makes the 2014 D. Roosevelt dime from a proof set so valuable? It all comes down to the way these coins are struck and their extreme rarity outside of collector sets. Proof coins are not like your average circulating dimes. They are made using specially polished dies, resulting in mirror-like fields and frosted raised designs that give them a stunning contrast. These coins are struck multiple times to bring out every tiny detail, making them some of the most visually impressive coins the U.S. Mint produces. And because they are normally sold directly to collectors, finding one in circulation is almost unheard of. But here's where the real mystery comes in. Some of these proof dimes, originally from mint sets, have surfaced outside of their intended packaging. How did they get there? Some theories suggest accidental releases, while others believe they were removed from proof sets and spent unknowingly by those who didn't realize their true value. Either way, collectors have identified these coins, and the results have been nothing short of astonishing. Now, if you happen to come across a 2014 D. Roosevelt dime and want to know if it's worth big money, here's what you need to look for. The first thing is the D Mint mark, located just above the date on the obverse side of the coin. This small but important detail tells you that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. But not all 2014 D dimes are valuable. You need one with proof-like qualities, meaning a highly reflective background and sharp frosted details. If you hold it under a light and see a deep mirror-like shine, you could be looking at something very special. Condition is everything when it comes to value. The highest grade examples, often labeled as Deep Cameo (DCM) by grading services, are the ones that bring in the highest prices. These coins are so flawless that they appear almost untouched, and serious collectors are willing to pay a premium to own them. The demand for high-grade rare coins has only increased over the years, making finds like this even more valuable than ever before. So, what kind of money are we talking about? Brace yourself, because this is where things get really exciting. Some of these rare 2014 D. Roosevelt dimes from proof sets have sold for absolutely staggering amounts at auctions. If you're lucky enough to find one in top condition, its value could range from an impressive $2,000 to an unbelievable $39,000. Imagine that, a simple 10-cent coin turning into a life-changing jackpot. Just think about it. How many dimes do you come across in a week? In a month? How many have you spent without even checking? That small moment of curiosity, that extra second you take to look at a coin, could be the difference between pocket change and a massive payday. This is why coin collecting is so thrilling. It's not just about history or rarity, it's about the excitement of never knowing when you might strike gold. So, the next time you get a dime in your change, take a moment to inspect it. Look for that D mint mark, check for proof-like surfaces, and see if you might be holding a hidden gem. Because out there, in circulation, could be a 2014 D. Roosevelt dime waiting to be discovered, one that could be worth thousands. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Keep your eyes open, stay curious, and who knows? You just might be the next lucky person to turn a simple dime into a collector's dream fortune. Top 4. The Roosevelt dime might be one of the smallest coins in American currency, but don't let its size fool you, because a rare 1967 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark has collectors and investors scrambling to get their hands on it. This little coin, originally worth just 10 cents, has sold for astonishing prices at auction, turning what seems like an ordinary pocket change find into a life-changing fortune. Imagine holding a dime that could be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Sounds unbelievable? Well, buckle up because today, we're diving deep into the mystery behind the 1967 Roosevelt dime from a proof set, why the D mint mark makes it so special, and just how much this coin is really worth. Now, before we reveal the jaw-dropping values this coin has reached, let's talk about why the 1967 Roosevelt dime is such an anomaly. If you're familiar with American coinage history, you might already know that between 1965 and 1967, the U.S. Mint made a major change. Mint marks were completely removed from coins. Why? Because during the early 1960s, people were hoarding coins, especially those containing silver, causing a nationwide coin shortage. To combat this, the U.S. government decided to strip mint marks from all circulating coins during this period, meaning any dime from 1967 should not have a mint mark at all. And yet, here's where things get interesting. A few rare 1967 Roosevelt dimes have surfaced with a clear and distinct D mint mark, indicating that they were struck at the Denver Mint. But how is that possible if no mint marks were supposed to be used? This is what makes this coin such an incredible mystery. There are a few theories about how this happened. Some experts believe these dimes were test strikes, also known as experimental coins, that were never meant to be released. Others suggest that a rogue mint worker might have struck a few dimes with a leftover Denver die, either by mistake or intentionally. And then, there's the possibility that these coins were meant for a special mint set or proof set but were accidentally struck with the wrong die before being released into circulation. Whatever the case may be, one thing is certain: this is an extremely rare mistake, and collectors are willing to pay big money for it. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare 1967 Roosevelt dimes? First, check your proof sets or any collections of dimes you may have. If you come across a 1967 Roosevelt dime, take a close look under magnification at the area just above the date. Normally, there should be no mint mark at all, but if you see a tiny letter, D, in that spot, you may have just hit the jackpot. Now, let's talk about the part that will get you really excited: the value of this coin. A rare 1967 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark isn't just worth a few bucks. If authenticated and in decent condition, you could be looking at a starting value of $3,000. And if your coin is in top-notch, uncirculated condition or a high-graded proof, you could be staring at a jaw-dropping payday of $59,000. That's right. This tiny 10-cent piece has sold for as much as $59,000 at auction, making it one of the most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever discovered. So, what does this mean for you? It means that the next time you're sorting through old coins, checking proof sets, or even examining pocket change, you need to pay close attention. Because hidden among everyday coins could be a rare 1967 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark, just waiting to turn an ordinary day into an unforgettable one. Don't miss out on the chance to find one of these incredible coins, because if you do, you might just be holding a fortune in your hands. Top 5. Imagine finding a simple Roosevelt dime that could be worth an absolute fortune. Yes, a coin that most people wouldn't think twice about, one that's only 10 cents in face value, could actually be hiding in an old proof set and be worth thousands, sometimes even tens of thousands of dollars. This isn't just any Roosevelt dime. We're talking about the rare and highly valuable 1983 proof dime that has sent collectors into a frenzy. Some of these coins have fetched unbelievable prices, from $2,900 all the way up to $63,000. So if you have an old proof set lying around, you'll want to check it immediately, because this tiny coin could be your ticket to a massive payday. To understand why this dime is so valuable, let's first talk about what makes it different from an ordinary 1983 Roosevelt dime. Most dimes from 1983 were produced for circulation, meaning they were made for everyday transactions. These coins were struck at either the Philadelphia Mint or the Denver Mint, carrying their respective mint marks, a small P or D, above the date. However, the dime we're talking about today isn't from regular circulation. Instead, it comes from a special set produced by the United States Mint called a proof set. For those who don't know, proof sets are specially made for collectors and feature coins with exceptional quality, struck using highly polished dies and specially prepared planchets. These coins have a mirror-like background with a frosted design, giving them a stunning, almost three-dimensional appearance. In 1983, these proof dimes were struck exclusively at the San Francisco Mint, and, as a result, every single proof dime from that year should have an S mint mark above the date. But that's where the story takes a shocking twist. Some of these proof dimes were mistakenly struck without the S mint mark, making them one of the rarest modern coin errors ever discovered. This wasn't just a minor mistake, it was a major minting error that turned an ordinary proof coin into a numismatic treasure. These no-S proof dimes were never supposed to exist, yet somehow, a small number of them were released in 1983 proof sets before the error was caught. It's unknown exactly how many escaped from the US Mint, but the number is extremely low, which is why they command such sky-high prices when they appear at auction. Now you might be wondering, how does an error like this even happen? Well, it all comes down to the process of adding mint marks. In modern coin production, mint marks are not added separately but are instead part of the die that strikes the coin. However, back in the early 1980s, mint marks were still hand-punched onto the dies before they were used to strike proof coins. Occasionally, a die would miss this crucial step and be used to strike proof coins without a mint mark. Since proof coins are produced in controlled batches, errors like this are incredibly rare, making them highly valuable when discovered. So, how do you find one of these legendary 1983 no-S Roosevelt dimes? First, you need to check proof sets from 1983. If you have one, carefully inspect the dime inside. Look right above the date. If you see an S mint mark, then unfortunately it's just a normal proof dime. But if there is no mint mark at all, then you might be holding a jackpot coin. The key is that this error only appears on proof dimes from official US Mint proof sets. If you find a 1983 dime in regular pocket change, it won't be the valuable no-S proof version. Now, let's talk about the most exciting part: how much these rare dimes are actually worth. The value of a 1983 no-S Roosevelt dime depends on its condition, but even a lightly handled example can be worth thousands. In past auctions, these dimes have sold for a minimum of $2,900, but the finest specimens, those in pristine, high-grade condition, have reached astronomical prices, selling for as much as $63,000. Just imagine holding a tiny dime that's worth more than most people's cars, all because of a simple missing mint mark. This is exactly why coin collecting can be so thrilling. You never know when you might stumble across a rare and valuable coin hiding in plain sight. Many people have proof sets sitting in drawers or tucked away in closets, completely unaware that they might be holding one of the most sought-after Roosevelt dimes ever produced. So if you or someone you know owns a 1983 proof set, now is the time to check it. You could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. And remember, rare coins like this don't just make great collectibles, they're also fantastic investments. With each passing year, the demand for rare era coins continues to grow, and prices for these no-S-proof dimes have only gone up. Who knows what they might be worth in the future? One thing is for sure, if you're lucky enough to find one, you'll be holding a piece of numismatic history that collectors will pay handsomely to own. So, before you spend another dime, literally, make sure to check your proof sets. You just might uncover a hidden treasure worth thousands. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!